In 2011, a struggling Michigan city in the Detroit area lost most of its streetlights. You see, the local power company in Highland Park repossessed more than 1,000 light poles in order to settle the city's debt. Since then, local activists have been looking for a way to bring some brightness back to the community. Here's NBC's Craig Melvin.
In the light of day, it's plain to see that Highland Park has seen better days. The city within Detroit was home to a Ford plant and Chrysler's headquarters. Now, once grand homes are boarded up, others torn down, leaving empty lots. You'll also come across wooden boxes here where street lights once stood. In 2011, the local power company repossessed more than 1,000 lights because the struggling city owed more than $4 million. To settle that debt, the city agreed to have its street lights removed. I don't think a lot of people fully appreciate the role that light plays in neighborhoods until the light's gone.
Yes.
Shamika Nichols is the executive director of Solidarity, an environmental nonprofit started here when the lights were taken away. What happens when you leave an entire neighborhood in the dark?
You definitely don't see children playing outside, a little later into the evening. You don't see community gathering in places like where we are now.
Rather than relying on the city or the utility, they've raised money to install solar-powered streetlights. In the last decade, they've put in 17. This idea of building like solar-powered street lamps in blighted communities, I think a lot of folks might hear that and think, why?
This gives us a unique opportunity to not only implement a solution to just have physical light in our community, but also to shed the light on some of the injustices that are going on in terms of equity.
It's about more than just light.
Of course.
Part of that larger solution is internet access. The newer model streetlights also serve as Wi-Fi hotspots.
A lack of internet access was something we noticed during COVID when children weren't able to get online for school and folks were not able to apply for jobs and some of the assistance programs.
Solidarity works with partners in the neighborhood, perhaps none more important than Shamayim Harris, known around here as Mama Shu. For years, she's been building her own little community called Avalon Village. It includes an after-school homework house for kids, even a basketball court. She also hosts a summer camp and a fair for women entrepreneurs. Mama Shu, you know what a lot of people do. They do well for themselves, they get an education, and they leave the hood. But you decided to not just stay, but to rebuild it. Why?
This is where I was born. This is where I was living. So I just decided to fix up where I was living. And
Mama Shu and Solidarity put their first solar streetlight right outside her house. This work has taken on special meaning for Mama Shu. In 2007, her 2-year-old son, Jacoby Ra, was killed by a hit-and-run driver. Then, this past January, her son, Chinyelu, was shot and killed. You know, most people, they lose one child, it breaks them. You lose 2 children.
I know.
And it seems as if it's almost had the opposite effect on you. How can that be?
I really think that I probably was just blessed with an extra dose of resiliency, changing grief into something glorious, pain into power. It was a dying neighborhood. People were like, I'm getting away from here, I'm getting away from here. I'm like, this is a nurturing ground to me.
They're building something in Highland Park. They may have a long way to go, but now there is new light here, and with it, a new hope.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.